was earlier this year with the great tire fall off they had there in the wild race that it brought up. And Mark, it looks like pit road is going to get really busy here.
Really busy. And Doug Goodyear said, by the way, they did not change the tire for Bristol, so it should make things even more interesting. Let's go down to O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporter Wendy Venturini.
Tires are on pit wall, but it's going to be a question if they use him. Ross Chastain, our race leader, will be the first one on my end of pit road, and I believe it will be fuel only. Yes, it is for our leader.
Interesting. Let's go down to O'Reilly.
Ross Chastain, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is also in for fuel only. Brad Gilly.
Ty Gibbs stayed out, but here comes Alex Bowman. It's going to be fuel only for him. They are big. Fuel only for Myron. Like now, Travis and Bees, that they're going to be able to get the rest. But they are bringing him in. 2 tire change. Fuel only for William Byron. Michael McDowell's crew chief, Travis Peterson, believes that they are going to be able to make it the rest of the way. Byron's team, not so sure.
It was a wild scramble off the pit lane, and we'll have to see just how NASCAR is going to score it. We do know Chastain, however, first on, first off in that Trackhouse Chevrolet.
We'll confer with our O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporters here in a moment and see what they're talking about fuel calculations. There was a little bit of a jam up on pit road, Mark.
Yeah, it looks like, and look at this, we have Corey LaJoie bouncing off the door of Chase Elliott, the driver's door, and then we had Suarez running into a car after he was bumped by Tyler Reddick. So Reddick bumps Suarez bumps the car in front of him on pit road. Really tight down there.
A lot of action down there, and Logano was also involved in all of that and might have started the jam up by short pitting here. So it looks like with the way they came in and everybody got fuel here, Mark, they're all betting that they can go 82 laps on the tank.
They're going to try. They're going to try. We heard from America's crew chief, Larry McReynolds, earlier today, thought the fuel window was 70. Could make it at least that far, so we'll have to see how things turn out. Let's go down to O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporter Brad Gilly.
Well, let me give you a fuel update here with 82 laps to go in this race. Denny Hamlin, who did come down and get fuel only on that last round of pit stops just a lap ago, he was just told by his crew chief Chris Gabehart, this will be a max save. This will be a max save the entire run. Where we are right now with max save, we should be able to make it on fumes. They don't expect to have to go that far the way the pace of this race is going. Wendy Venturini.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has trouble. He's been running in front of us. The hood is up and the engine is off. We will keep you updated on if they're able to get that changed for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Brett McMillan.
All right, Austin Cindric's team said that they believe it's going to be really close on fuel. Also, we have the team of Michael McDowell. They think they can make it on fuel. William Byron's team has never been confident that they can make it the rest of the way. Ryan Blaney's team says that they believe once they're going to have to get going, that's when they're going to have to calculate what kind of save mode they're going to have to go into. Wendy Venturini.
Daniel Suarez back on pit road. We know there was a lot of damage happening and a lot of contact. Daniel Suarez could have been one of them, and that is 4 tires. They came back down pit road to go ahead and put the tires on, and I do know they were coming back around for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to try and fix his car as well.
What a tough break for Stenhouse. He has been one of the guys who's been fighting up front, Doug, all day long, going down the middle, going around the outside, making it 3 wide. He's won 3 Cup races, but it's been 61 races since his last trip to victory lane. Had a serious shot, and you certainly hope they can fix whatever the problem is for him. He deserves a shot to win this race today.
He brings a level of excitement when he's in the mix out there for sure.
Yes, he does.
Let's give you the Hunt Brothers Pizza leaderboard. After this round of pit stops here for our 4th yellow of the day, Ty Gibbs will be the new race leader. Bubba Wallace is 2nd. Blaney is 3rd. Chastain 4th. 5th will be Alex Bowman. Michael McDowell is 6th. 7th to William Byron. Kyle Busch is 8th. Corey LaJoie up tonight. And Austin Dillon 10th.
11th is Chase Elliott. 12th, Christopher Bell. 13th is Truex. 14th, Chris Buescher. Todd Gilliland 15th. And Logano 16th. Keselowski 17th. Harrison Burton 18th. 19th is Cindric. Zane Smith in 20th.
Shane Van Gisbergen Gisberg in 21st, Tyler Reddick 22nd, Priest is going to be 23rd, Denny Hamlin 24th, Cody Ware 25th, 26th to Noah Gregson, BJ McLeod 27th, Justin Haley 28th, Daniel Hemrick in 29th, and 30th belongs to J.J. Yaley.
31st now is being scored Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Josh Berry 32nd, Carson Hocevar 33rd, Daniel Suarez 34th, Eric Jones 35th, -4 and 36, John Hunter Nemechek. Out of the race, Kyle Larson will finish 37th, Chase Briscoe 38th.
Leaderboard update brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza, where we love racing and we love pizza. Find your next pizza at huntbrotherspizza.com or download the Hunt Brothers Pizza app.
So the pace car is heading for pit lane. We're about to go green. We're in the third and final stage of the Quaker State 400. There's going to be 79 laps to go as they make their way through the Geico restart zone and take the green flag from NASCAR starter Greg Harris. And now Bubba Wallace inside of Ty Gibbs. Door to door, they head to one.
And with a big push, Bubba Wallace's buddy Ryan Blaney pushes him to the lead. On the top line, it's Ty Gibbs getting a push from Ross Chastain. Wallace appears to be the first Toyota leading today as he's leading the field now, but here comes Ryan Blaney.
Bubba Wallace into the lead, but a big shove from the outside from Ross Chastain to Ty Gibbs may put him in position to take the lead off four. They'll stay side by side off the turn.
Pair of Toyotas pull the field out of turn 4, back to the line. Looks like Ty Gibbs will edge out Bubba Wallace for the lead by about 6 inches.
Not going to be fuel saving for them. They still have one more stop, it looks like, as Ty Gibbs is up high, lead to the high lane. Bubba Wallace's purple Toyota flanks him to the inside. This field is glued together 2 wide, 3 wide outside the top 20.
Battle for that lead up front, side by side. Bubba Wallace on the bottom, to the outside is Ty Gibbs. Right behind them, Ross Chastain and Ryan Blaney as they race off the corner.
As they come down across the track on the front straightaway at Atlanta, across the line, 77 laps to go, and the field locked together 2 by 2 like it's a parking lot.
Ty Gibbs winless in his Cup career, but he's won in Atlanta in the Xfinity Series on this configuration. He's to the outside of Bubba Wallace. They have Ross Chastain and Ryan Blaney right behind them.
No change, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, all the way back through this field. Bubba Wallace locked in it tight. Ty Gibbs to the outside. They stay halfway through 3 and 4. Now they stay the same off of 4.
They have picked up the pace a little bit here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This time by, once again, Gibbs by maybe 3 feet. The second row is Chastain and Ryan Blaney.
And Gibbs tried to see if he could pull in front of Bubba Wallace there, but gets back in line. That loss of energy, so Chastain got right against his rear bumper. Now Gibbs pulls away on the high line.
In the third lane there, that's where you find Michael McDowell, the pole sitter, alongside Alex Bowman. Kyle Busch is up here in the mix with William Byron as well. Same thing up front, though. They're locked together for the lead.
As they come down across the stripe, you take a look down through is 1.6 seconds all the way back to 26th.
And about that position is Denny Hamlin, the highest he's run all day. Hard to believe there for the multi-time winner. Up front, they're still 2 wide. It's Bubba Wallace down low, Ty Gibbs up high, followed by Chastain and Blaney.
And there are a lot of cars at the back of this field. Denny Hamlin is back there. Some of the fastest cars of the day trying to work their way back up to the front. Up front, though, Bubba Wallace has got a nose out in front of Ty Gibbs.
Bubba Wallace has the advantage on the low side. Here comes Gibbs. Round on the outside. He'll lead at the stripe. The second row is still going to be Chastain and Blaney.
And Chastain gets a big push into turn number 1 there. Gets right up to Gibbs, but can't go anywhere with it. Just behind Chastain is pole sitter Michael McDowell, who's come to life here in this last segment of the race.
Right below McDowell is Alex Bowman. To his outside, his teammate William Byron. Then there's Chase Elliott. Corey LaJoie finds himself here in the front with Chase Elliott right behind him.
A little farther back, Martin Truex Jr. now making it 3 wide. He's on the bottom. Dillon in the middle. Outside, it's Chris Buescher as they work their way to 1.
And now some change up front here as Ross Chastain's got around Bubba Wallace. The bottom line, losing energy as Blaney's begun saving fuel. Chastain's been able to push Ty Gibbs by himself to the front. Gibbs in control now.
Ty Gibbs now will try to take his turn at the front of the field, try to see if he can control the energy in both of these lanes. Bubba Wallace is right there in that second spot. Chastain goes right up to the bumper of Gibbs.
Front 3 really mixing it up. Down the front stretch they come. It's Gibbs being pushed by Chastain to their inside. Bubba Wallace, Michael McDowell back in the front 4.
With a 72 laps to go here. Martin Truex Jr. now entering the top 15. He got a great run to the inside of Chris Buescher, whose name we have not mentioned at all today. Up front, Ty Gibbs in control.
So Chastain and Bubba Wallace together in that second row. Third row, Ryan Blaney getting a little bit of shove from Kyle Busch. Michael McDowell to the outside. There's William Byron and Alex Bowman as they come off the corner. Bubba Wallace trying to find a way to wedge up behind Ty Gibbs and in front of Ross Chastain. Chastain says no go. He slams the door. They're still side by side.
And behind them, it's too wide. Ryan Blaney down low. Michael McDowell up high. Nowhere to go. Might as well save some fuel. Behind them, it's Kyle Busch and William Byron, the two-time winner here.
Behind them is where you find the 17 of Chris Buescher. Chase Elliott rides behind him. Then there's Chris Bell down at the bottom of the racetrack with his teammate Martin Truex Jr. All these cars scrambling for position.
Could we have a surprise winner today? You bet. 5 of the top 6 have gone winless this season. That's Ty Gibbs, Bubba Wallace, Chastain, McDowell. Blaney's got a win, but Kyle Busch doesn't. The leaders are in 2.
And outside the top 10, Aaron Jones trying to do it again as he keeps putting his green and white Toyota way up high, but he's got a lot of ground to make up to get back in the conversation.
Top 2 guys are kind of broken away just ever so slightly. Chastain now makes it those top 3 running in a straight line back to the 4th spot. Ryan Blaney battles door by door with Michael McDowell. Need to document Denny Hamlin has dropped out of the lead pack. Hamlin back to 34th. He may be on max save and maybe getting ready to make a run later on when they are sure he has enough fuel. But again, this entire race has taken place with Denny Hamlin riding about 30th in the running order, has never made a move to the front all afternoon long, and right now, again, well behind the lead pack at Atlanta Motor Speedway with 68 laps to go in the Quaker State 400.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a soap opera star.
Gracious me, my car has storm damage and I've had to file a claim. Could it possibly get worse? Will my claims team leave me for someone else? Someone less intense?
No. Actually, when you file a claim with Geico, you get your own dedicated claims team who promises to stay with you throughout the process.
Oh, I've never known such loyalty. I can't wait for the second season.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
What's better than 1 win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get 1 line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit StraightTalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more cents. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Out front, Ty Gibbs is the 9th different leader in the Quaker State 400 with now 66 laps to go. He's being trailed by Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, and Michael McDowell. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
It's hard to believe in this day and age in the United States of America that children are hungry.
Our time on this planet is short. We have to give back to those in need.
Every child has a chance, no matter what obstacles they may encounter.
Never have we been taxed more as a society to help kids the way we are right now.
Speedway Children's Charities raises money through several different avenues. My favorite is the gala.
It's one of those can't-miss events for everybody who attends, and I've been able to raise and distribute over $60 million.
When you have 50 different organizations receiving grants from Speedway Children's Charities, that's far-reaching. And some people think, well, I don't have much money to give. I say $50 is a lot to give.
At Speedway Children's Charities, our mission is simple. Help every child we can.
Because all children
Deserve joy
And hope.
and love. And if one child is still in need,
Then there's still work to do.
65 laps remain here in the Quaker State 400 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Ty Gibbs, a non-winner on the Cup circuit, leads right now, battling for second behind him. It's Bubba Wallace and Ross Chastain.
And add Alex Bowman into that conversation. Ty Gibbs, though the leader, winless, but is a playoff driver. Would love to have his big moment right here. He's pulling Bubba Wallace here as single file. Then it's 2 wide, Chastain and Bowman.
Ty Gibbs up front, then it's Bubba Wallace, Chastain, and Bowman followed by Byron is in the mix. Kyle Busch really starting to try to work the outside groove down here to pick up some spots to the front. He gets to the outside of William Byron. No, Byron cuts him off just a bit there. Single file now. Here's Kyle Busch again trying to drive to the outside of the Byron machine as they fight for fourth.
Busch is doing anything, Gage, to go low, high, anywhere to find air and room, as it looks like Kyle Busch, the most aggressive car in the top 10 right now.
And he's making it work to the outside of William Byron. He goes now. He's going to try to get to the bumper of Ross Chastain. He uses the outside, the middle of the racetrack, I should say. Side by side with Bowman, he'll race, or with Byron, he'll race all four.
Kyle Busch has no help out there in that outside groove. He leads Byron, but they're still basically side by side back into one.
And look at Christopher Bell entering the top 10, 3 wide with Alex Bowman in the middle and Michael McDowell up top. They're just behind that Kyle Busch and William Byron battle. There's a big match.
Bubba Wallace has got the lead right now as we work into turn number 3. Back one spot. That's where you find Ty Gibbs. Back another spot to Ross Chastain. And it's side by side with William Byron and Kyle Busch. We're about to complete lap 260 to go now in the Quaker State 400 at Atlanta. Again, Ty Gibbs leads the train back to one.
Well, Ty Gibbs has just fallen back a second as Bubba Wallace and he got to a scrape here on the last lap. Bubba Wallace in the lead, Gibbs the second, Chastain in the third spot with the lap car, 100 check ahead.
Kyle Busch about to give Chastain a big shove. Hope he's ready for it. He backs off now just a little bit. He's up there on the high side of the racetrack, runs in that fourth spot alongside Willie B.
Just 59 laps left to go. It's still Ty Gibbs, or Bubba Wallace on the point. Ty Gibbs second, Chastain, then William Byron, and in fifth is going to be McDowell.
It's a decisive moment here. John Hunter Nemechek in the low racing groove where most of the field is. Bubba Wallace, a fellow Toyota, the leader. Ty Gibbs goes to his outside as Nemechek pulls to the apron.
Bubba Wallace moves by the lap car as well as the leaders. They all find their position up here at turns 3 and 4. Side-by-side battles. Nemechek is well out of the way of the field. Doug, during our pre-race show, we talked about 2 drivers that could be playoff spoilers, and right now Wallace is leading. Kyle Busch in the 5th spot. They are running well, and they have something to prove, even if they haven't made the playoff.
And Kyle Busch desperately wants to get a win this year and continue that 20-year win streak that he's got. Right now, he doesn't have one, but he's in position maybe to do it today.
19 in a row after he broke the record. Richard Petty's 18 a year ago, would want to make it 20 this season. Here they are again working their way out of turn number 4. Kyle Busch has moved around not only William Byron, but Chastain. Now he's driving inside of Ty Gibbs, fighting for the 2nd spot.
Driving like the champion he is going around his former teammate Ty Gibbs. Now he's in the tire tracks of Bubba Wallace here. They come down the back straightaway. Kyle Busch has gained 2 spots in the last couple of laps.
RCR has been on the march. They took the trophy yesterday. They'd love to challenge for it today. Here's Kyle Busch. He'll drop right in behind the leader, Bubba Wallace, as they come off of turn number 4.
Out of 4 down the front stretch, it's Bubba Wallace, the leader, a car length behind Kyle Busch. Then it's Ty Gibbs, William Byron, Chastain now challenging Byron for 4th.
Keep in mind that 1st and 3rd, Wallace and Gibbs have less fuel than the other cars in the lead pack. They stayed out last time. How does that play in here? As Kyle Busch is full bore trying to get that lead for Wallace. Trouble down the back.
Whoa.
Mark Truex Jr. machine has hit the wall and off the pace. Other cars could be involved, but certainly the 19 of Truex.
Looks like Chris Buescher may have got a piece of that as well as we watch his car in turn 3 and 4. Don't see anybody else at the moment. I believe, might have been Alex Bowman back there. I saw a car as I look across the stripe. No, Bowman's okay. So we'll have to figure out who exactly was involved in that. We know it's Truex. We know Buescher. And we'll see if any other cars have been wounded in that incident. That is the 5th yellow flag in the Quaker State 400. And so we see, I'm trying to, again, that is...
Mark, it looks like Harrison Burton got sideways. He slowed down, and then there was a chain reaction behind him that took a couple of cars down. I don't know that anybody's going to be knocked out of the race completely, but let's go down on pit road. Ryan Blaney also got a little bit of that. Brett McMillan.
Yeah, Chris Buescher's come to a stop at his pit stall. He told the team he's got right front damage. They're taking a look at it right now. They just came on the radio and said, we're done. Let's go to Brad Gilly.
Here on my end of pit road, Bubba Wallace and Ty Gibbs did not pit during that last round of stops. Bubba was just told by Booty Barker, we are going to have to pit. What do you need? And Bubba says more downforce. That's something they can't give him on pit road. But his car is a little bit loose, so they're going to try and tighten him up this time around.
5th yellow of the day here in the Quaker State 400.
Joey Logano here for Hunt Brothers Pizza, where you can choose from 10 toppings, all at no extra charge. In a hurry, call ahead to place an order or grab a hunk of pizza on the go. Follow me on the track all season long and visit huntbrotherspizza.com to find your next pizza.
Did you know that 1 in 4 vehicles on the road will need a new battery this year? Don't wait till it's too late to do something about it. Test your battery regularly, and if you need a replacement, Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performance batteries for every make and model on the road. So don't wait until your car won't start or you're stranded on the side of the road. Test your battery today or find the replacement you need at Napa locations nationwide, because it's our mission to keep you moving.
By downloading the free PRN mobile app, you can listen to all of our live race broadcasts anywhere. You'll also have easy access to all of our award-winning studio shows. Get all the latest racing information at your fingertips with the PRN mobile app.
Involved in this last crash, we've already heard that Chris Buescher is out of the race. Martin Truex Jr. picked up some damage along with Ryan Blaney. They're working on Truex's car on pit road right now. Today's Xfinity fastest lap goes to Carson Hocevar on lap 169. Xfinity keeps NASCAR fans in the zone with ultra low lag and a connection you can rely on. Stream NASCAR from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Working yellow flag number 5 today here in the Quaker State 500. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Get your NASCAR fix with PRN's Garage Pass. Hi, I'm Mark Garrow, tracking the latest racing news every weekday.
I mean, it's its own animal. It's got its own feel to it, and that's not a bad thing.
Talking about a road course this day and age with these cars and Watkins Glen, a lot of crashes happen there and restarts.
There's just always crazy things that seem to happen. So, yeah, you just got to kind of take it week by week.
For the station near you, check us out at GoPRN.com.
Hi, this is PRN's David Stiles. Join me each week when I head over to JC's Garage to talk the latest NASCAR news.
I think all of those guys can win races at any given day. And I think that's what's going to make this playoff so really, really exciting.
Earlier in the season, when you asked me who's going to be the next driver to get their first win, I thought it would be Ty Gibbs, and it just hasn't materialized for him yet. JC is only 16, but he's plugged into the sport unlike anyone you've ever met. That's JC's Garage, wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Shane Van Gisbergen also parked on pit road. He was part of that 4-car melee on the backstretch that involved Chris Buescher. He is out. Truex got some damage. Ryan Blaney got a door ding on the side of his car, and they're still working on Shane Van Gisbergen. He's already a lap down.
Perfect sponsor today for Ryan Blaney. He's got a donut in the driver's door right now, sponsored by Dent Wizard. That's perfect.
Yeah, that may be their next commercial. You never know. All right, it looks like we're going to have some takers on pit road, and a couple of them are very predictable. Bubba Wallace and Ty Gibbs are going to have to come on. They did not pit the last time pit road was open, so they were going to be forced to have to come in onto pit lane. Let's go downstairs to Wendy.
And listening to Ross Chastain, they decided to stay out. He said he didn't want to take the chance of getting so much damage deep into the field. Also on pit road right now on my end, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. had just left. Brad Keselowski is getting 4 tires and fuel. And of course, as I just mentioned, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also taking tires. Brad Gilley.
Bubba Wallace came in, 4 tires in Sunoco for him, just a splash of gas for Ty Gibbs only. And also looks like Denny Hamlin might have come in as part of the strategy to make sure they can go the whole way. Brett McMillan.
Christopher Bell came in and did a 4-tire change. Ryan Blaney came in, and they're looking at the damage on that car. Is the right rear bumper is also hanging off. So they're going to go around with some tape, trying to put that thing back in place, get it all taped down. They've already taken 1 piece of tape around there. As you guys talked about, a big donut on the left side of the car, right at the driver's door. They're putting a big piece of tape. Well, they're trying to figure out how to put the tape on there. They're doing some work on that. They got a hole in the bumper of the right rear. The tape has probably covered that they've gone around the right side with. So doing work on this car, trying to get it back to somewhat aerodynamic and get this car back towards the front and try to keep them on the lead lap.
For those waiting for a Denny Hamlin charge, he just took on 4 tires and filled up with fuel. So it's now or never for Denny now. We'll take a break, come right back to Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Guess what, people?
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. You heard me. Wendy's nugs now come in 7 saucy flavors. Buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, spicy ghost pepper. You can literally hear your taste buds after every bite. I'm serious. Listen to mine. Okay, that's just me playing with sound effects, but you get the idea. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's.
For NASCAR fans just tuning in, I'm Kyle Petty, here with Echo Park, the official used car of Speedway Motorsports. This season will be the most exciting one yet with the introduction of Echo Park's Coffee Cup Series, a pre-race event where race fans can grab coffee, ask me questions, and check out the great cars of Echo Park. This just in. Fans will be entered for the chance to win a VIP ticket upgrade and ride in the pace car. Echo Park, every car, happy owner.
Back here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, working caution flag number 5, a crash involving Chris Buescher, Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Blaney, and Shane Van Gisbergen. From Atlanta, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Truex on the inside, Byron in the middle, Chastain up high.
Hamlin now beginning to come to the front. He's got the edge now. He'll take the lead away.
Ryan Blaney sliding down into the grass. There was a lot of bumping and grind, and Blaney noses into the infield retaining wall.
Ross Chastain doing a great job. Truex right there, big in his mirror as they race down the backstretch here. Harrison Burton is spinning down the back straightaway. Everybody going to the top side. Here comes Kyle Larson. Larson dives to the bottom of the racetrack. He wants to lead all 4.
Chris Buescher has trouble. And a spin off of turn 4.
Yeah, we've got a ton of cars that are in this one, and Larson is certainly one of those cars.
Trouble coming out of turn 4. Hamlin is sideways. The car spins down on the apron of the racetrack.
Byron takes that brightly painted number 24 to the front. He gets a big shove from Daniel Suarez.
This is PRN.
Time now for a Hunt Brothers Pizza leaderboard, brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza, where we love racing and we love pizza. Find your next pizza at huntbrotherspizza.com or download the Hunt Brothers Pizza app.
So Kyle Busch is your new leader. William Byron second, Ross Chastain third, Chase Elliott fourth. Then it's McDowell fifth, Bowman 6th, Suarez is 7th, 8th is Logano, LaJoy 9th, Todd Gilliland in 10th.
Tyler Reddick 11th, 12th to Austin Cindric, Zane Smith is 13th, 14th, Justin Haley, Noah Gragson 15th, Josh Berry 16th, Ty Gibbs rides 17th, followed by Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, and Cody Ware rounds out the top 20.
Ryan Blaney will restart from 25th. Denny Hamlin is 26th. Martin Truex Jr. 33rd after that incident. And we're getting set to go back to green flag racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. When they flash through the Geico restart zone, see the green flag again. Easy for me to say. There will be only 49 laps to go.
Getting down to it here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. First of 10 playoff races to decide the 2024 champion. Up front, it's a couple of guys that know what they're doing. It's Kyle Busch, a former 2-time champ, along with William Byron. They come up through the gearbox. Kyle Busch down on the inside, trying to keep Byron pinned to the outside.
And they are going to put on quite a show here as the lap machine of Truex is just coming up to speed next to them and out of this race, or out of contention anyway. Kyle Busch, big push from Ross Chastain, who's also hungry for the win as the sun is setting into the back straight. Now they fan out too wide for the lead.
Kyle Busch has got control, but he's also got a lot of challenges. Here comes Ross Chastain at the bottom of the racetrack. Chastain's going to get a nose out in front of Kyle off of turn 4. Kyle from the top side of the racetrack. They hurdle down the front stretch. It is Kyle Busch remaining the leader. Byron now on his back bumper with Chastain to the inside.
Kyle's choice to switch to the high line killed the energy on the bottom line, now led by Chastain. William Byron is behind Busch. Now Busch has got a one-car lead that can control both lines.
William Byron is right there on the outside. Ross Chastain on the inside row number 2. Chase Elliott outside row number 3 with Alex Bowman down at the bottom of the racetrack. 3 wide behind him.
Top 5 cars, all Chevrolet. 4 wide down the front stretch now. LaJoy down on the inside to his outside. It's going to be Todd Gilliland. They hold that going into 1.
Unbelievable racing starting to unfold here as we see 3 wide for the 7th spot down low. Logano, the middle is McDowell, and up high is Daniel Suarez.
Kyle Busch knows how to control the front of the field. That's exactly what he's doing, and there is a lot of moves being made. 2 rows of 3 wide, 4 wide into turn number 3. Make that 4 rows of 3 as it races off of turn 4.
Logano, McDowell, Suarez, 3 wide. Then it's Cindric, Gilliland, and Reddick 3 wide right behind him as they go to turn number 1.
They are 2 and 3 wide all the way through the top 20. The aggression is on with 46 laps to go, but up front it's single file. Kyle Busch all by himself controlling the train.
By a car length, that's where car number 8 is out in front of the field. Nobody able to get a run going to the outside. To the outside, you've got both Hendrick teammates working with Chase Elliott and William Byron.
You just got to wonder how long they can hold on at 3 wide. It's 3 wide, 4 rows deep. Joey Logano, Michael McDowell, and Suarez back there battling for 8.
Hard to believe that 3 wide even works here. The middle car usually loses ground, but not today in this race. As Michael McDowell is one of them, with Suarez to the outside, Logano to the inside, a battle for 6.
Looking at Joey Logano, he is the bottom lane of a 3 wide situation going into turn number 3. Michael McDowell, the meat in the sandwich in between he and Suarez as they try to sort it out. Tyler Reddick also there.
Need to document again, Hamlin is back out of the lead pack. He's running 30th. Here's Kyle Busch leading the train again across the stretch, front stretch rather, with 44 to go.
And Kyle Busch is down low, trailed by Chastain, each winless this season. To the outside of Chastain, William Byron, who has not won in months, who would love to start the playoffs right.
Wow, it takes such skill to do what they're doing out there, but it only takes a slight bobble to send them all sideways. Right now, everybody doing a great job. Kyle Busch again, leading off turn 4.
2-time champ, the leader here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Row 2 is Chastain and William Byron. Row 3 is Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott.
And Chase Elliott gets right to Byron's bumper, pushes him into turn 1, and they stay together. But Byron does not advance past Ross Chastain, who is leading that inside line, as Kyle Busch maintains a car length lead.
Interesting, behind those first 3 rows, you see Ty Gibbs starting to go to work. He wants to get back to the front of this field. He's 3 wide with Tyler Reddick and Joey Logano. They stay 3 wide through turn 4.
Reddick now riding down the middle. Logano to his inside. Gilliland to the outside. Gilliland now gets a big punch from the back from Ty Gibbs.
And when he does that, he gets right into the rear bumper of Daniel Suarez. So Gilliland goes to the inside of Suarez, 3 wide in the middle. And how about the comeback for Ty Gibbs, who had just been in for fuel?
Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, and his teammate there, Austin Cindric, again, 3 wide. He races there with Noah Gragson and Austin Dillon back there midway through 3 and 4.
3 rows, 3 wide off the exit of 4. The first row that's 3 wide is Logano, Austin Dillon, and now getting into this is Noah Gragson.
Noah Gragson in the top 10 for the first time today there. He's going to be backing out of that just now as Austin Cindric's to his inside. Up front, Kyle Busch still leading by Carlin here as people trying to time their moves with 41 laps to go.
Ross Chastain in that second spot. William Byron to the outside of him. He's got help from Chase Elliott. Behind Chase Elliott, you've got the 38 of Todd Gilliland working to give him a push.
Also right there, as he has been all day long, Alex Bowman still in the fight. He's getting some drafting help now from Michael McDowell.
McDowell started on the pole and has come back through the pack. Look at this 3 wide move for Ty Gibbs up top, all the way on the high line, inches off the wall. Ty Gibbs with a tank full of fuel and fresh tires going to the front.
It just looks like you're watching a fuse burn. You just don't know when it's going to get to the end of it. Up front, Kyle Busch once again in control of the field. Ross Chastain to the outside, William Byron off 4.
Back behind them in rows 3 and 4, they are 3 wide once again. Looking at Michael McDowell, Todd Gilliland, Ty Gibbs. Behind them, Daniel Suarez is leaning all over Cindric.
With 39 laps to go, drivers can't blink or the big one's going to go off here. They're trying to make it to the finish. The sun's in the rise into turn 2. Kyle Busch is the leader. William Byron with a big run on the outside.
Midway there, you watch Joey Logano. He's in a tight battle, a 3 wide battle. 3 wide in front of him as well. Daniel Suarez, Austin Cindric, up in front of Tyler Reddick and Todd Gilliland.
They say this racetrack doesn't race like Daytona and Talladega. Well, guess what? That's what it looks like right now. One big, snarling pack of cars heading back to turn number 1 with 38 laps to go.
With nowhere to go if anybody makes a mistake, and we've seen that today. Todd Gilliland, the youngster, takes it 3 wide with his teammate McDowell and Chase Elliott just outside the top 5.
Ty Gibbs with a great run now in about the 6th or 7th spot as he works to the outside. He's got a little help from Austin Dillon, but that is definitely a car on the move if he can just wedge his way in.
toward the front. Chase Elliott just gave his teammate William Byron a shove. That lets Byron pull up alongside Kyle Busch. On Kyle Busch's rear deck is Chastain.
No longer is Busch in control of the race. It's too wide for the lead. Byron up top. Busch by nose ahead down low. Busch is not going to close him off exiting turn 2.
William Byron has got the push. He's got the position. If Chase Elliott can get to his bumper quick enough, he can shove him up there to battle with Kyle Busch. Just barely does get that done. Going to be side by side with Kyle Busch with the advantage on 4.
Down on the bottom, in the third car in line is Alex Bowman. He's pushing on Chastain. Chastain pushing on the leader, Kyle Busch, as they cross the stripe. 36 to go.
It is too wide for the top 7 or 8 rows, and sometimes 3 wide, as Ty Gibbs is trying to make it work up high, trying to get around cars. Now Daniel Suarez is to his inside. Kyle Reddick below, back in the top 10.
2 by 2 now. There is 1 row of 3 as we get into turn at number 3. Up front, no change. Kyle Busch out front. Ross Chastain on the bottom. William Byron to the outside, 2nd and 3rd.
Kyle Busch now the lone leader. It's 2 by 2 behind him with Chastain and William Byron, Chase Elliott, and Alex Bowman, and the 2 front row motorsports cars.
This is not a track where you can tandem or bump trap. These cars are about a quarter of a car length apart there. A little bit of air in between them. When those runs happen, there's a little bit of room to whoa up. Kyle Busch still leading.
Ty Gibbs doing all he can about in that 5th, about the 7th spot there, working to the outside, 3 wide behind Gibbs. Gibbs in the middle, trying to make a move here to get up and shove, to shove up the 9 car.
So far, Kyle Busch, somehow, some way, has been able to hold off this pack as they cross the stripe again, line up 2 by 2, all the way back to 20th.
And William Byron fades to his outside again there as he's leaving the outside line. Ty Gibbs leading Daniel Suarez for about the 8th spot, way up high.
So it's Kyle Busch up front, the first row right behind him, Ross Chastain with William Byron, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman. Then you've got a 3-wide battle with the front row teammates, and Ty Gibbs up on the high side of the racetrack.
Ty Gibbs has loved the high side of the racetrack. That's where he is right now. To his inside, it's the 2 front row cars. It's McDowell and Gilliland, and they go 3 wide back to 1.
And they are making it stick here as the sun goes down. A lot of these cars are. Chase Elliott, 6th spot, 3 wide in the middle with Gibbs up high. Alex Bowman down low, and Gibbs is right behind William Byron in 2nd.
3-wide battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Chase Elliott in there giving the Georgia fans a thrill this afternoon. He's the meat in the sandwich with Bowman down at the bottom and Ty Gibbs to the outside.
Again, as they come off of turn number 4, 2, then 3 wide, 3 wide, 2 wide, 3 wide. But Busch remains the leader.
2 weeks ago, Kyle Busch had the race in control of Daytona, lost it at the end. He's trying to make it happen here today with Ross Chastain pushing it from behind. William Byron is up top in the 2nd spot, 3 wide to 3rd.
Yeah, we watch those front row teammates. They're working hard there in that 8th, 9th, and 10th spot. Alex Bowman the bottom here with his teammate Chase Elliott. Ty Gibbs in the top side. Just a battle anywhere you look in that top 15 cars.
3 wide, 2 rows deep here now. It's Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs. Then the 2 front row motorsports cars. Daniel Suarez is back up in the top 10.
And the more they stay 2 or 3 wide, the less anybody can come to the front, including Denny Hamlin, who is still outside the top 25. Up front, it's Kyle Busch, half a car length lead.
We got a bunch of guys up there that are looking for those points at the end of this thing and would love to win at this race. Nobody giving an inch up front. Alex Bowman, he'll now pull to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make a move on Chase Elliott.
6 Chevys, 3 Fords, and the lone Toyota of Ty Gibbs in the top 10. 30 laps to go. Alex Bowman hits the back bumper of Ross Chastain. Chastain out of shape, but reels it back in.
And Kyle Busch right in front of them, leading that bottom line as it's now 2 and 3 wide just behind them. William Byron up high, Bowman down low, Ty Gibbs just behind that.
Byron with no real help on the outside here. The bottom lane is what Kyle Busch is protecting, as it's Ross Chastain right behind him with Alex Bowman in the middle of it, and William Byron working the outside lane.
30 laps to go here in the 3rd and final stage of the Quaker State 400. The top 5, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, William Byron, Alex Bowman, and Chase Elliott.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell. Come on down to Land, where you can do things like clean your gutters, pay tolls, and even get the wrong thing you ordered. We got it all. Potholes, people talking at the movies, and don't forget about flat tires when it's raining. It's Land. Life on a boat is way more relaxing, so customize your coverage with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. And relax, knowing you got the coverage you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
to annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
28 laps to go here in Atlanta. Kyle Busch leads, and now William Byron actually took it away for a brief second as he rocketed to the front. Then it's Kyle Busch, Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain, and Daniel Suarez. From Atlanta, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Where's his place in all of this?
So I look at Jimmy Johnson, and maybe I have a little bit different perspective because I grew up with Richard Petty while he was winning all of his championships and stuff. And it was tough. It's tough to win championships. I mean, so many great drivers, as we go back in time, won lots of races and never won championships. So many great drivers won lots of races, never won Daytona. Those big moments, they just couldn't get over that hump. So to win 7, no matter how you win 7, is amazing. I believe, and I have said this a million times on a million different occasions, Jimmy Johnson's 5 in a row is the most underrated record in all of sports. It gets very little attention. Very little attention. We talk about Tiger Woods winning all these majors. We talk about Michael Jordan and LeBron James. You talk about everything that Richard Petty has done, everything Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s done. 5 in a row. Nobody's done 5 in a row.
State 400. Ty Gibbs leads Kyle Busch right now. Ty Gibbs is good on fuel to be aggressive and go the rest of the way. Kyle Busch, who was leading this race, is not on the same fuel strategy. He's been in a bit of a saving mode. He just radioed up to ask crew chief Randall Burnett, can we go now? His spotter, Derek Nealon, said, just don't lose track position. They didn't tell him to go, but they told him not to lose track position.
Field comes back to the line. Ty Gibbs, the leader. We're going commercial-free to the checkers, brought to you by Toyota. For the latest Toyota racing information, visit ToyotaRacing.com. Young man that's never won a race, Mark. He's leading here now with 23 to go, and we're talking about Ty Gibbs, and he is a playoff driver, so an upset win of sorts here today means that he gets to stay in the playoffs through another round.
I wonder how many people had Ty Gibbs on the bingo card when this race started today, but he is out front. As they flash across the stripe, there's going to be just 22 laps to go.
And sorry about that, Doug. 2 of the combatants up front are also 2 of the 3 that fought back to the start-finish line here in February, and that is Kyle Busch and Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez loves this place. He always runs well here.
You trying to tell me that we're going to have a deja vu photo? 3 wide.
We've seen a lot of 3 wide here today. That's all I'm saying at this point. As they come back to the stripe, it's Ty Gibbs on the lead. The second row is going to be Kyle Busch and Daniel Suarez, and then Joey Logano and William Byron roll into 1.
And Kyle Busch in that saving or maybe maintaining mode is in that second position behind the leader, Ty Gibbs, with Suarez to the outside. The other driver in that 3 wide finish was Ryan Blaney, who's pitted for damage. He's working his way through the back.
Ty Gibbs has that lead, tied 2 by 2 by 2. Those next 3 to 5 runs, as they work into turn number 3 to the outside there for that 3rd spot is Daniel Suarez right beside Kyle Busch.
There's now just 20 laps to go here in Atlanta. Ty Gibbs trying to hold off Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez, along with Joey Logano and William Byron.
And Kyle Busch looks to the inside there. Ty Gibbs just a half a lane, maybe a quarter of a lane higher than Busch to control that bottom line. Nobody able to catch up to the ups for Ty Gibbs now.
Daniel Suarez to the outside there in that 3rd spot. He's locked in a battle with William Byron. Then there's Joey Logano right beside Ross Chastain. Chase Elliott still in the mix here and right behind that group.
With 19 laps to go, might be a little bit early to show your cards. Ty Gibbs' lead being challenged here by Kyle Busch back to 1.
And Daniel Suarez to the outside of Kyle Busch. Busch had pulled up to the tailgate of Ty Gibbs, had to back off, entering the turn there. Looked like he was going for the lead, but had to get out of it, Pat Patterson.
Side by side is where they run now. Kyle Busch once again holding on into that 2nd spot battle with Daniel Suarez. Joey Logano right there on the top side with William Byron on the bottom.
Let me add another name to the list of drivers who could be a spoiler today. Don't go to sleep on Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's gone from 18th to 8 in the last 6 laps.
Unbelievable. He had a toe link damage on pit road. There's a big Kroger contingency next to me that's been cheering him on here. Just outside the top 10 now is Ricky Stenhouse trying to get that big win.
Yeah, this is Stenhouse's thing. He loves this kind of racing, and he's real good at it. Trying to maneuver now. He's to the outside. He's got Alex Bowman right behind him as they work the high side of the racetrack off turn 3.
Stenhouse is being scored 8th at the moment, but he is only a half a second back from the leader. That tells you how tight this pack is.
And right next to Stenhouse there, you see the machine. It looks like a Todd Gilliland. It just gave a little bit of a shot to Ross Chastain. In turn number 2, they pulled out. Ty Gibbs still in control of the field on the backstretch.
Right behind them, you find the guys that are racing it. Tyler Reddick is back there. Ryan Blaney, who led some of this race earlier today, he's in a battle with Alex Bowman. Christopher Bell is there with Austin Cindric.
Ty Gibbs will have to lead 16 laps more to grab the checkered flag across the stripe. He's single filed, everybody else behind him 2 by 2.
He's got Kyle Busch and Daniel Suarez behind him, but Ryan Blaney has come to life. That damaged number 12 that started near the front is mid-pack, just outside the top 10. He just went 3 wide with Stenhouse on the back of Chase Elliott now.
Well, you wouldn't expect anything less from these Penske cars. They know it's time to go, and that's what they're trying to do. Work their way to the front, but it's Ty Gibbs out front on 4.
15 laps to go. Christopher Bell made a big move to the outside, now diving down to the inside. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. trying to push Alex Bowman to the front. That's a battle for 7.
Can't push it too hard into turn 1 or they'll lose control when they back off just a bit. Stenhouse now 3 wide with Gilliland and Blaney up high back in the top 10. Ty Gibbs still your leader.
By 4 car lengths, that's how much Gibbs leads. Kyle Busch right beside Daniel Suarez, no change as there. Here comes Alex Bowman, though. He'll drive right to the bottom of the racetrack, take Ross Chastain and Chase Elliott 3 wide on 4.
Down to the stripe, 14 to go. Gibbs your leader, still 3 wide. Bowman, Chastain, and Elliott going to 1.
One mistake opens the door for someone to make a move. No one making those mistakes now as the top 5 cars have about 5 car lengths on the rest of the field. Outside the top 5, it's 3 wide. Bowman down low, then Chastain and Elliott up high.
Go back for that 6, 7, and 8 spot. Ross Chastain working hard. Alex Bowman working the bottom of the racetrack. Chase Elliott up on the top side. They've been 3 wide through this corner the last 4 or 5 laps. They do it again this lap on 4.
They stay 3 wide down the front stretch. Once again, it's Ty Gibbs in the lead. We need to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
A big move by Austin Cindric. He jumps from 15th to 12th. He goes down to the lead pack. Now drawing alongside the leader Ty Gibbs is Daniel Suarez. With 12 laps to go, nearly a dead heat at the line. It is Suarez leading that last lap by 0.02 of a second.
But Gibbs charges to the bottom. They are neck and neck in the shade in turn number 2. Suarez up high. Gibbs down low. Suarez trying to repeat here in Atlanta.
The guy you got to keep your eye on is the one racing the number 22 for Joey Logano. He's got him right where he wants him right now, but can he stay up close to these 2 and make a move? He charges all 4.
Side by side, it's Gibbs, the Chevrolet of Daniel Suarez to his outside. Joey Logano gives Suarez a shove. Meanwhile, in the mix here is also Kyle Busch.
He's knocking on the door. Kyle Busch looked to the middle, pulled back down behind Ty Gibbs, trying to push him in line here. As Daniel Suarez is even with Gibbs for the lead. And Ryan Blaney 3 wide in the 5th spot. Caution is out.
And the caution is coming out. We've got a banner that flew off of the side of the fence, if you could believe this, and onto the racetrack. A blue banner is sitting in the middle of the racetrack, and that will bring the action to a halt.
Fucking
So that's our
Walmart,
caution
really?
flag number 6 on the day. A little unorthodox in the way they were racing there, as Pat Patterson said.
What the
We can
fuck,
see the banner
Walmart?
being
Come
kicked up
on.
here. I feel sorry for whoever the sponsor is because it's flipped over with the advertising side facing down.
Probably not a bad thing right now.
Maybe so. It should have been secure a little better.
Yeah.
Wow, this thing is shaping up, Marcus. 10 to go. This will be a really quick yellow flag situation. Go out, pick up the banner, and we're back to racing.
You know how many people are going to come on the pit road?
That would be 0
from the guys up front. Nobody's giving an inch in this thing now, especially the guys that feel they can challenge to win. Daniel Suarez, wow. Would it not be something for him to win, or Gibbs to get his first career win? He's still in the fight, and Kyle Busch, again, trying to extend that streak to 20 years of winning a race, at least one in each season. all kinds of storylines up and down the
Really
racetrack. But Doug, one thing I keep going back to, Denny Hamlin had something. He heard the engine pop. When he had qualified yesterday, they couldn't diagnose a complete engine problem, so they changed the wires. I got a feeling Denny Hamlin just can't do anything because he doesn't have the engine to do it.
He's been back there battling with the likes of J.J. Yaley for most of this race. Let's get our Weather Guard top of the box report with Brad Gilley.
Chris Gale is the crew chief for Ty Gibbs, and you guys have a really strong race car, and you also have a lot of fuel in it. What is the plan for the rest of this one?
Stay up front, right? Run hard. We know those guys are close on fuel. We knew they were saving fuel, and we knew when we didn't pit the last time that we were going to need to save more, get more fuel. They were going to be in the spot where they're counting on cautions to make it, so we were going to go hard, right? And that's what Ty was able to do, make it 3 wide, run hard. Those guys were saving fuel and get around all of them. So he's done a great job. We've had a fast car. We just need to keep it up front now. It's going to come down to typical kind of speedway racing, picking the right lane, blocking the runs. And don't have to worry about fuel, so kind of leave it all out there now.
You guys had to start from the back. What can you say about your driver?
Yeah, he's done a great job, right? Like, I think we've gone forward all day, right? So I think that's all you can ask. He's done a great job. We've gotten some stage points, albeit not as much as we wanted, but from starting from the back, we probably didn't think we'd get any, so we're in good shape.
All right, there's Chris Gale, the crew chief for Ty Gibbs.
All right, thanks a lot, Brad Gilley. That's our Weather Guard top of the box. Race fans know that there's no letting up, even when you're leading the field, and the front runner in truck boxes knows this too. So when it comes to durability, security, and innovation, the folks at Weather Guard aren't taking their foot off the gas anytime soon. Learn more at weatherguard.com. We're going to be in single digits of laps remaining when we turn them loose again here, Mark.
We are setting up for a whale of a finish here in the Quaker State 400. Ty Gibbs has done a great job all day long, Doug, and he certainly has showed his moxie late in this race with tires and fuel. Again, as his crew chief, Chris Gale, talked about making it 3 wide and making his way up to the front. He's had races this year, Doug, where he nearly won his first victory, was second at Darlington, third at Phoenix, Coda, and Michigan. He's been knocking at the door. Maybe this is the day he kicks it in.
Let's go back down to Wendy Venturini.
Brad Keselowski will be the first car to take advantage of this late caution. It's going to be 4 tires and Sunoco fuel. Brad Gilley.
On my end, Josh Berry comes in. He's actually getting a 4-tire change as well. Rodney Childers will top him off with Sunoco race fuel. Brett McMillan.
All right, Randall LaJoy has come in. He's got right side tires. Going to have a 4-tire change in Sunoco fuel. Also with Austin Dillon, he got right side tires.
All right, thanks a lot for those reports. We've only got 8 laps to go. It'll be 7 next time by. And NASCAR has 2 safety vehicles out on the front kink of the double dog leg here. Now they've finally retrieved the banner or the sign that came off, and they're going to have to haul that off the racetrack. I'm surprised that it's taken that long.
And also, Doug, I think they might have been taking another one off the wall that was a little bit loose, so that would not happen again here in the closing laps.
So we're going to have it probably 6 laps to go when they turn the field loose to get started. The wrecker pulls away, and it looks like those other safety vehicles will head back to the garage here. And you're right, Mark, they were tearing down another sign because I don't think they wanted that to be repeated either.
Man, what a crazy turn of events here late in the race, the Quaker State 400. We have seen a great race today. If you joined us, Ryan Blaney, the Stage 1 winner. Austin Cindric dominates Stage number 2. And here we are in single digits, maybe getting the final restart in the Quaker State 400, maybe not.
I think we've got time to take the folks through the field here with 7 laps to go when the pace car comes back. Daniel Suarez is the race leader. Ty Gibbs is second. Kyle Busch third. Joey Logano fourth. Ross Chastain fifth. Sixth to William Byron. Ryan Blaney is seventh. Eighth, Christopher Bell. Ninth, Tyler Reddick. And 10th belongs to Chase Elliott.
Bubba Wallace is in the 11th spot. 12th is Austin Cindric. Alex Bowman 13th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 14th. Then it's Michael McDowell 15th, 16th, Justin Haley, Daniel Hemrick 17th, 18th, Ryan Preece, Harrison Burton 19th, 20th, Carson Hosevar.
21st is going to be Cody Ware, Denny Hamlin 22nd. I think that's the best track position he's had all day long. Todd Gilliland 23rd, 24th is going to be Austin Dillon. Brad Keselowski, who just pitted and got tires, is 25th. Corey LaJoy 26th, Noah Gragson 27th, 28th to Josh Berry, Zane Smith 29th, J.J. Yaley 30th.
And then in 31st, B.J. McLeod. Eric Jones, 32nd. Then in 33rd, the first car laps down Shane Van Gisbergen. He's -3. John Hunter Nemechek, -4 in 34th. Martin Truex Jr., -10 in 35th. Chris Buescher is out. He will finish today 36th. Kyle Larson crashed early, took Chase Briscoe with him. So Larson winds up 37th today and Briscoe 38th.
We've had 13 different leaders today, 22 lead changes, and just a half dozen cautions for 36 laps.
The lap leader, Austin Cindric, 92. Ty Gibbs, 36. Ryan Blaney, 33. Michael McDowell, 31. Kyle Busch, 24.
We'll see how all of this shakes out. Maybe the biggest thing that happened today was early on when we saw Kyle Larson crash, right front tire went down. He was out. So, Mark, I hate to put it in this parlance, but he might have used up his mulligan for the playoffs, even though he had the most playoff points coming in.
He will get next to nothing for this race, Doug. He had 40 playoff points. He will use up just about all of that after this race today. By the way, since the beginning of the race, the driver who's up the most, Ty Gibbs. 32 spots. He's currently running in the second spot with a chance to win.
So we'll see how all of this shakes down now, as it looks like they will take the green flag with 5 laps remaining. So a potential 5-lap shootout. Of course, overtime also looms in this situation right now, and I would not be shocked if maybe that was multiple OTs when we get to it.
Again, yellows beget yellows at the end of these NASCAR races.
What did we see at Nashville? 5 overtimes? I think it was a NASCAR record.
Yes, it was. Are you thinking we're going to see another NASCAR?
I don't think we're going to have 5, but I would not be surprised. There wasn't a little bit of extra inning baseball.
You just got the evil eye from our director, Laura Beth.
All right, everybody is anticipating the finish of this one. Pat Patterson, it's been a heck of a race here so far. I don't know that I've ever seen this much 3 wide outside of Daytona, Talladega.
Man, it has been outstanding, and all these fans are on their feet. I mean, they are ready to see what's going to happen here. Like my Uncle Chick used to say, that's like pouring kerosene on a forest fire. Just what we're going to see in the next 5 laps. Everybody's on their feet and can't wait to see how this is going to turn out here in Atlanta. Here comes the pace car. Daniel Suarez is up there. Ty Gibbs is up there. Joey Logano ready to go. And Kyle Busch as we head to the Geico restart zone.
5 laps to go. Daniel Suarez, Ty Gibbs make up row 1. Green.
All right, here we go.
Suarez
5 laps to go. Green flag in the air.
Take the lead side by side in that second row is going to be Ty Gibbs and Joey Logano.
But now Kyle Busch gives Ty Gibbs a big push on the bottom line. Gibbs surging to the lead. Busch behind him, the veteran, looking for his first win of the year. Gibbs looking for his first career win here as the laps wind down at A&S.
Ty Gibbs got a great start, but now he's going to get a great big challenge from Daniel Suarez. He drives the 99 down to the bottom of the racetrack. They're going to be side by side if they come off of 4. Kyle Busch is in the mix with them.
They rumble back to the start-finish line.
3 wide.
Makes it 3 wide on the inside. There are just 4 laps to go on this race. Gibbs clings to the lead.
And the pictures of what we saw in February, they're 3 wide per second. Kyle Busch down low, Daniel Suarez middle, Joey Logano up high, and Ty Gibbs trying to drive away.
Logano's got the run on the outside of 3 wide. Kyle Busch on the bottom, Suarez in the middle. Logano to the outside now. He'll go to the top of the hill. Suarez thinks about
Suarez gets in the middle. 3 wide. Here we go.
3 laps to go. They're 3 wide for the lead. Ty Gibbs on the inside. Suarez in the middle.
3 laps to go here at Atlanta.
Joey Logano on the outside.
And Logano with help of Ryan Blaney, who almost won this thing back in February. They're 3 wide, 4 or 5 rows back. Daniel Suarez with a nose ahead.
Suarez got himself in.
Suarez and Logano side by side.
Himself into the second round right now as he battles Logano. Logano to the outside. He's got the board high, wide, and Hansel trying to hold on. They are door to door off of turn 4.
Suarez on the bottom. Now he makes contact.
All right, here we go. 2 laps to go here at Atlanta. Side by side, Logano and Suarez. Who's going to make the next move here? Still side by side. Now, coming off of 2. Coming down the back stretch. Blaney gets a huge run here. He pushes Logano hard. Here comes Bell. Oh, Bell tried doing something. We got a caution. Oh, my God. SHR being fucking shitty again. God damn, I swear.
We're going to overtime at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. They crossed the stripe, and what would have been the white flag, we we are now going to a green-white-checkered flag finish.
Not surprising at all, but it's kind of surprising that the crash happened way behind the leaders here. Was no factor up there. Furious racing, and it's amazing, Mark. We could be setting up for another three-wide finish, and I'm not trying to hype this, but we've seen it all day long. We could very easily replicate that kind of finish.
Doug, we saw a couple of times four-wide, and we thought, no way that works, but somehow they did, and no telling. Down there in mid-pack, somehow Noah Gregson, I think he made a little contact with Harrison Burton. Again, nobody's fault back there, just kind of jockeying around. I saw those two cars bobble a bit, and then Gregson comes spurting out of there and into the fence. And that is going to be yellow flag number 7, and we go to overtime. I just don't know how the fans can take this all in right now.
It is riveting to watch them race here and how close they are and the runs that folks can get, and the fact that on this track you're seeing it 3 wide coming back to the start-finish line. It's absolutely amazing. And what is amazing for me, Mark, is that they can actually run laps like that, and it's not a crash every time around.
It just shows you how special these NASCAR Cup Series drivers are, because we have seen consistently 3 wide. We saw 4 wide, and somehow, and that's barely enough room to squeeze 4 cars inside this racetrack around the corners, and they were able to do it. And again, just amazing race drivers. It's why, Doug, I think this motorsports this version of motorsports is the best in the world. I think we have the best drivers, and man, you get on a racetrack like this, they really show you the skill level.
I love watching racing here. I like calling it because it's every lap there's the anticipation of something happening. Mark, I'm looking at the top 10 here. Ty Gibbs was the big loser there late in that run. He was leading. He kind of got shuffled out of line, and the next thing I know, he's out of the draft, and he dropped all the way back to 9th.
Kyle Busch also, Doug, the big loser. Kyle really gave Ty a big push going into turn number 1. He was able to kind of squirt out to the lead, but that cost Kyle his momentum. You know, when you hit somebody like that, you bounce back, they bounce forward, and that was a tough break for Kyle Busch.
Good to see that Noah Gregson is out of the car. He'll get the obligatory ride to the infield care center, but he looked to be okay when he popped out of that race car. When we go back to the first overtime of the day, it will be Joey Logano and Daniel Suarez, 3rd and 4th, Blaney and Chastain, then Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs, and Kyle Busch making up the top 10.
Have we talked about Christopher Bell at all this afternoon?
Not much,
He has kept his nose clean. And you look at the points scored in the first 2 stages, he was not in the top 10 there, and yet here he is, challenging up front for the lead and perhaps the win.
Only 3 non-playoff drivers in the top 10 right now. The lead one is Ross Chastain. He's been in the top 4 or 5 all day long. Hasn't led that many laps, but he has been in the mix. Bubba Wallace is being scored 7th now, and Kyle Busch is 10th. So 3 of the top 10 drivers, non-playoff drivers. The key thing there is if one of those drivers can win, then that denies a playoff driver a chance to lock themselves automatically into round 2 in the round of 12.
And that just makes things a little more interesting heading for Watkins Glen and the cutoff race at Bristol.
And we look forward to that. Motor Racing Network will have all the coverage from the Watkins Glen Speedway. Always an entertaining race there. And then the PRN crew will head up to Thunder Valley Bristol Motor Speedway for the Bass Pro Shops night race there at BMS. And that's always a lot of fun as NASCAR continuing their cleanup here. Hopefully they can get things straightened up and we can get back to racing here pretty quick. Don't need the lights yet. We got another hour or so before we'd have to turn them on.
And Doug, though, certainly there are a number of teams, you got to believe, hope we get this thing restarted quickly. There are some a little bit iffy on fuel. We've had a lot of yellow flags here in the 3rd and final stage after many of them made their final pit stop, so that has helped. But at some point, you know, you're going to be good to the last drop at some point. So we'll have to see how that turns out and what some of these teams are thinking.
All right, let's go over to Doug Turnbull.
Speaking of that fuel saving that Mark Garrow was just talking about, as the leaders came by, it's hard to tell from up here, but it sounded like Joey Logano was cutting that engine off and turning it back on just in case there are multiple overtimes. I guess we're already close to being in the second one right here. So Joey Logano's been doing that. His last win was in that 5 overtime finish in Nashville, where he got an ungodly amount of fuel out of that number 22 car. And his last win before that was right here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
That's the smart play, and I just feel like it. We mentioned this earlier that fuel mileage in the fuel game has become so important this year. It's not really fuel mileage races as it is saving fuel to get that last pit stop so you pick up spots on pit road. It took a little while for me to figure out exactly how that was playing out, Mark, but that's become the new Bible of stock car racing is we've got to save fuel so we don't have to spend as much time on pit road.
And, Doug, this is a track position game, right? I mean, it is so hard. These teams are so equal. It's so hard to pass. You have to try to use everything in the toolbox to get it done. And fuel mileage, as you've talked about, is one of the big things that they've been harping on this season.
And it's so much easier to make up time on pit road than it is out on the racetrack. 2 seconds on pit road can be 10 spots. How many laps does that take you to make up 10 spots when you come out onto the racetrack? You may never get there. So we're going to at least go to one overtime. We're forecasting 266 laps. The race was scheduled for 260. And it looks like the track is just about clear. It looks like they're going to get the signal for one to go this time, and then they'll turn them loose when we come back. Let's go back down to Brad Gilly.
Well, Doug, they're coming to the choose right now. Chase Elliott is sitting back there in that fifth spot. They're trying to decide where they want to restart. He was told by Alan Gustafson, I don't think this race is going to be won on the bottom unless someone on the top runs out of fuel. Chase Elliott going to the top behind Suarez and Chastain.
So it is Logano inside row 1, Suarez to his outside. Blaney, Chastain, row number 2, inside row 3, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott outside. Then it is Bowman in row 4 to the inside of Bubba Wallace.
Looking back in the back of the pack here, Brad Keselowski will restart 25th, Denny Hamlin 22nd. Why is that important? Because those are playoff drivers. Martin Truex Jr., disastrous day. He's minus 10 laps. Looks like he's probably going to finish 35th in today's race. So a couple of playoff players, 3 to be exact, horrible days. Briscoe will finish last, Kyle Larson next to last, and Martin Truex Jr. is going to be back in 35th at the end of the day. So their playoff hopes take a big hit right off the button.
Boy, no telling how this is going to look when we shake things out after the Quaker State 400. Lights are off the pace car.
Daniel Suarez, that Quaker State. Joey Logano's right there. Chase Elliott as well. And we get ready for that the Chevrolet pace car to come up here and make a left-hand turn. All the fans are on their feet. Why not? It is the playoffs, and it's overtime. Here we go.
So it's a green-white-checkered flag finish. Here we are as they go into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Logano
Green flag.
2 by 2. They head to turn number 1, door to door.
And Logano restarted on the bottom line. Big push from his teammate Blaney. Then it's Chevrolets of Suarez and Chastain up top.
2 laps to go here at Atlanta. Side by side, they're both tandeming. Suarez and Logano, both getting pushed by their own teammates. Now, going in turns number 3 and 4. Now, coming out of turn number 4. Here we go. 1 lap to go here in Atlanta. Logano in the lead, getting pushed by his own teammate. Logano still in the lead. Now, coming out of turn number 2, coming down the backstretch one final time. Logano still in the lead all by himself, but here comes a big hurtling pack. And, oh my goodness,